all the clubs up and down the Sunset Strip from the time I was 14, 15. I was the little rocker chick on the Sunset Strip. That was who I was. I was raised in Hollywood. I didn't have any nepotism. That was the word I kept. I like big words. Randy always teaches me big words. And so I didn't have any nepotism. And I was like, I don't have any nepotism. That's, I guess the word is when you're connected to someone in the industry, right? So I didn't have that. I thought, oh, do you have to have somebody in the business to make it? You know, to really make it? That's what people would say. They'd be like, how are you? You know, who are you? You know, you have these French, Tunisian, North African Jew parents who came out here and lived in a trailer and lived in the back of a guest house. And like, who are you? And I was like, I don't have nepotism. I know that. That's not me. But I knew that there was something that I had that was special. I knew it. And so did my mother. And I was super shy, so she even saw through with that. I was super shy. It was hard for me I was just super shy and awkward. It felt awkward. So, anyway, I had an agent. I went on acting auditions from the time I was 8 years old. Hated it. Thought it was really weird, really fake. It'd be like, hi, I'm Michelle. I'm with CEDSD agency. Now, I would see little girls do that, and I'd be like, ew, I hate that. I just hated it. And because it didn't feel real, you know, it just felt weird. So music really tapped into me because music felt real. It felt inside me, and I could dance. Dance felt real. And acting, I kind of had to learn how to do it. But once I tapped into it, like Randy was saying, it was a really poignant thing that he said about finding really strong actors, really strong whatever it is that you want to do, and imitating them, because that's exactly what I used to do. I used to imitate, like I used to listen to Rod Stewart and Tina Turner and different artists because I knew I had that kind of edge capability in my voice. So I was fascinated with that. I was like, I would just absorb all those things, and then I slowly started to notice that I could make myself become whatever I wanted myself to be, with or without nepotism. Nepotism. Anyway, so I started playing the strip, and started somehow in high school doing all the plays in high school. Even though they never gave me a lead, I was always like the girl in the background, like in 110 the Shade with my basket, being an extra. This is a real nice clam bake, you know, I'd sing these little songs, but they never cast me as a lead. But I knew I was supposed to be a lead. I knew it. They just didn't know it yet.
Yeah.
Which is really important. So I graduated high school, and then for some reason, I was so determined. I had this visceral determinism to make something happen for myself. And I started going on auditions young, but I started to really apply myself to these auditions, and I booked my first thing, which was Laverne and Shirley. I booked a guest star on Laverne and Shirley. I was the leader of the Angora Debs. And it was one of those like happy days things, like it was such a big deal to be working around where Ron Howard was at what studio is that? What's what?
Was ABC.
Was the one?
Oh, Paramount.
Paramount. It was Paramount. And I remember just thinking like, oh my God, I actually made this happen for myself without nepotism. And you know, it was pretty fascinating. And then that was the beginning of somehow something clicked for me, and my acting got more clicked in, and I started booking all these jobs. And I was kind of like the go-to girl. Like there would be castings that would say, looking for an Elizabeth Daily type. That's what I go by. And I'd be like, what the hell? And I'd call my agent and I'd be like, I don't understand. Like, what the hell? That's me. Why aren't they calling me? Like literally that's what started to happen.
Wow.
And yeah. And then I'd call my agent, I'd be like, why don't you call them? And she'd be like, well, they probably they don't want somebody to speak because they want to pay less or whatever. And I was like, it's bullshit. I'm not, you know. So the whole thing was a little weird, but so then I literally, like during the time period of like the 80s, something happened and I just started doing all these features, like I booked Valley Girl. Valley Girls was like a very low budget indie feature. Like nobody, and it just happened to have Martha Coolidge as the director who blew up, who was a fantastic director. And then I booked, and that was with Nicolas Cage, who I went to high school with, who back in high school, I drove him to auditions with me. Like he didn't have a car, so like he took a ride with me to some after school special audition on PCH, which I ended up booking with Vincent Van Patten, and it was a great after-school special. But it's like that's how funny things are, and so